As a lot of you guys know, my favorite theater that's in my local area is the AMC Theater. I go there for all the large format ones, like if I want to watch it in IMAX, or I want to watch it in the Dolby Cinema, or if I want to go watch a good indie movie, because really that's the closest place I can get to seeing good indie movies. But when I don't want to see one of those films, you know, indie or large format, or I really don't feel like paying the $10 in parking fees, because ain't nobody got time for that, I go to my nearby Regal theater, which is actually about the same distance as the AMC, so it kind of works out. And I actually love that theater too. I think that Regal is a really good chain, and it could be as great as AMC. And sadly, they, like other theater chains, haven't been doing so well financially, especially in the last quarter, and some theater chains haven't even been doing that good for a couple of years, and I think Regal was one of them. And so theaters need to find ways to get people to come back and just enjoy the newer films at their nationwide locations. But instead of actually doing something that would benefit the theaters, Regal Cinemas has decided to mess with the numbers in order to see how much more of a profit they can get off of you and me. I don't know why I did reverse. Anyway, in select theaters starting early next year, Regal Cinemas will start testing out a new pricing system that's demand-based, and if it ends up working out at those places, then they're thinking about moving it to every single location. So here's how it would work, and keep in mind, the place where I'm living, the ticket prices are mostly balanced, unless you're doing a different format like 3D, Dolby, IMAX. But anything that's a standard 2D ticket is about the same. I think that there may be a $1 difference between indie films and big budget, which honestly is fine by me. But here's how the demand pricing would work for a movie theater. Let's say that you went to your local theater right now, and you look at the box office, and you see two titles that pop out to you. Let's just say Stephen King's It and Geostorm, because they're still in the theaters. Since there's more demand to see It, you would expect a higher price ticket. Let's say $15-20. I don't know. I feel like that's a reasonable one for their asking price. But then you have Geostorm, or you can even throw in the title of an independent movie, whichever one you want. And because that kind of film has a lower demand, it would be something like, I don't know, say $5 to $10. But then again, I don't know what the difference in pricing would be. It could be just $5 off, it could just be $10 off. The difference could be so little, or it could just be astronomical. Now, I took an entire day to really think about how I feel about this subject, and personally, I fucking hate it, and I will give you my reasons. Demand-based ticket pricing has always been around. It's been around for years. Not in the movie industry, but it's been around, the sports industry does it, music and concert halls do it. The bigger the event, and the bigger and more popular that a musical group or a musical performer is, the more expensive the ticket price is going to be, and it even depends on what seat you get. But the thing is, to me, there's a difference between the tickets for a sports game or a concert and movie tickets. If I'm paying for a concert or a Broadway show or a hockey game, I'm not a big hockey fan, but I do respect it. Actually, no, I actually like baseball. Let's do baseball. If anything, I'm paying to see them because I want to see them live. I can't do that sitting in my living room. I can't get the full experience sitting in my living room. It's fun watching in the living room, but it's not the same thing. I want to see the Atlanta Braves in person. I want to see the Book of Mormon musical live. Again. And I want to see musical performers and groups like Lindsey Sterling and Panic at the Disco and Lana Del Rey and Ninja Sex Party live. And actually, that last one may be confusing to you guys, but just hear me out. I'm gonna go off on a tangent before I get to my point. If you love to laugh, if you love music, and you have a bit of a raunchy kind of humor, check out Ninja Sex Party. They're a YouTube-based comedy duo band, and they are just amazing. I love all of their music. the whole point of the band is that they have like a backstory. It's like two ninjas that are always trying to have sex, but they kind of fail at it at the same time. And not only that, they're an amazing cover band. They actually just came out with an 80s cover album this morning. And me and Mallory actually saw them in Seattle a couple weeks ago. Huh?
Who's Mallory?
I've said your name enough. I don't need to repeat who you are.
Just saying you shouldn't.
It's my fiance. Anyway, we just saw them in concert a few weeks ago. We fucking loved them. And honestly, I'm just gonna put a link to their channel in the description down below. Just please check them out because they are amazing. I actually think they're my favorite band of all time. And who knows, you may actually discover a new band that you can love. Anyway, back to my original point. I believe I said I pay those demand-based tickets for concerts and sporting events, even though I don't really do sporting events. I do them because I want an experience that I can't get in my living room. However, with a movie, I don't even have to go to the theater. I could just wait until the movie comes out on demand, and I could just rent it for $2 or $3. I don't have to go to the theater. I love the experience. I love going out. I love buying my ticket, getting a giant-ass fucking pretzel and a large-ass drink that's about this big and just fill it with, like, different mixtures of Coke and fucking Sprite and root beer and whatever else I could shove in there, and just sitting in a room where I'm surrounded by strangers and sorry, I shouldn't get overexcited when I'm sick. But yeah, being in a room filled with strangers and we're just watching a movie on a big screen with a huge sound system, all of us being terrified together, laughing together, cheering together, and even crying together. I remember one time when I watched Toy Story 3, we all held hands in the theater because of that, I don't know, people who've seen Toy Story 3, you know what I'm talking about. Now, on to the other reasons why I think that this demand-based ticketing system for movies is a fucking stupid idea. Let's take the average moviegoer. They aren't gonna go watch some small independent film that they've never heard of. No, they're gonna go see the next Marvel film, the next DC film, well, hopefully, as long as they keep getting better, and the next Marvel film, things like that. And this is just a way for the executives in the theater chains to just keep lining their pockets with extra revenue. The prices should stay the same, because if you're paying $15 for a blockbuster, but $5 for an indie film, two things. One, still probably people aren't gonna go see the indie films because they're gonna be saving up all of their money just to go to the blockbuster, and not even that. That indie was most likely gonna make more money with the current system right now than it will with this fucking new system that they want to implement. Also, what if the rest of the theater chains just don't start using this system, but Regal decides to push it into their theaters nationwide because they thought that it was a success? If the Regal is showing something like, okay, Last Jedi, let's say that they've already implemented it and they're already using it right now. If the Regal shows The Last Jedi for 20 fucking bucks, but my AMC over here is playing it for 15 on the largest screen that they have, you bet your ass that I'm going to the fucking AMC. And you know what? I'm gonna pay them a little more just so I can get my fucking pretzel. Theater companies want more people to come out, but this plan is gonna hurt them in the long run, especially Regal, especially if they're the only ones who do this. And especially because the average moviegoer, again, is not going to an independent film. They're going to big blockbusters like Last Jedi or, I don't know anyone's. Oh, Avengers Infinity War. That's the next big one after Star Wars. And you're fucking alienating these people from those films simply by charging more for big budget movies. Anyway, that's my opinion on the matter. I'm done talking about it, except to say this. Hopefully when they do their tests next year, they will realize that this is a stupid endeavor. I strained my voice doing that. Okay, I'm just gonna get this over with. Oh, excuse me. Please subscribe if you haven't already for more reviews and content. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and farewell until the next video. Bye, guys.